I think the biggest thing for me is you don't know what you don't know. I wanted to have a more well-rounded view of certain situations, both historical and contemporary as well.
My children are Indigenous, and I'd learn a little bit about parts of their culture in the past, but that was really where my interest came from. So
I realised that what I had known was really not a lot at all.
So much has happened even while I've been alive that I haven't been aware of.
To be comfortable with not being an expert.
So learning each other's stories and using that as a basis to get to know and understand more of the history, and to also understand not just Indigenous history, but people all around you.
It's given me a greater appreciation and understanding of the not just the history and the culture of our First Nations people, but also the challenges that still exist.
And it made me rethink some of those preconceived ideas that I might have had in the past.
I guess it's really increased my awareness around media and its influence on shaping people's thoughts and perceptions regarding Indigenous culture and the way that they convey cultural issues as well.
Definitely from a professional setting, thinking about inclusion and different people's experiences. I feel that after completing this series, that my awareness is a lot more open in that respect.
Probably at work and personally, is to be able to have discussions with people, to get involved and maybe challenge people's perceptions in those conversations.
It has really helped me understand more about perhaps some truths and untruths that I've held.
Also really got me thinking about how do I pick up on some of the really great ideas that weren't in front of me before. We can choose whether we learn from that or we can choose to ignore it. And I don't think I really thought about that as a choice up until recently. And so now that I have that knowledge, I'm really mindful about using that to do something different.
The series helped ignite a fire and a passion for me to do more across all aspects of my life.
Now it's about being not a silent bystander.
I'm continuing to take it upon myself to educate and continue to build my awareness around Indigenous culture in Australia.
Actually engaging with my Indigenous friends to even learn more, because in the past I probably wouldn't have felt confident to do that.
I'm more curious in the conversations I'm having with friends and family.
Some of the questions I've been asking myself relate to how Indigenous thinking can help me be a better leader. I also find that the colleagues that I shared the conversations with, it's a lot easier to start a different conversation with them.
Not just talking about work allows me to get to know those people a little bit more.
It has really opened up my eyes to the diversity that we have within the company.
I think the program was a really great way of connecting with those other people in those different business units and really meeting, I suppose, on mutual ground, because everyone sort of had the same drive and the same want, I suppose, to get something out of the program, and everyone was very open to learning and also to driving that understanding as well too.
Working remotely in South Australia, I don't really know many face-to-face that well, but I have made some connections through this series that I think could actually be lifelong friends, because we've actually uncovered a lot about ourselves through this series.
It has helped me understand the diversity that we have within our organisation, and so that diversity in the people that I got to know, their experience, their roles, their way of thinking, and that's, I think, a richness that's often untapped unless you go looking for it.
I would just say, if you have the opportunity to do it, to do it, because you will learn so much about yourself and about our Indigenous friends.
And the insights and the inclusive experience really challenges your thinking and helps to open your mind to different views and perspectives.
2 words: do it. Do it. It was such a great experience.
It's a unique experience and opportunity that you don't always get the option to do everywhere. And I think it's something that I'm going to cherish for many, many years to come.
You know, we don't know about this history, and we owe it to not just ourselves, and not to just the future generation, but importantly and first and foremost to our First Nations people.
If you're unsure, or if participating in the program with people that you don't know makes you nervous or makes you uncomfortable, be comfortable in that uncomfort, because I think that by pushing your boundaries and pushing yourself into these situations, it will only help broaden your understanding and broaden who you are as a person. So take the leap and don't let anything hold you back.
Oh my goodness, just do it.
And the courage and honesty from some of the Red Dust team was just really powerful. And so I feel super privileged to have had that opportunity.
The opportunity as well to connect with your colleagues in a way that is completely different to your day-to-day work is something that I feel very grateful for, and thank J&J for allowing us this opportunity. Do it.